Hello, this is BlueStar, Defender of Equestria! And I guess this is my response to the whole KP drama. There were parts of me that were kind of resisting making this video, because there's certainly been enough people beating on KP. And, but at the same time, this is one of those videos I felt like I had to do this video. So anyway, so yeah, for those who don't know, that basically, I love Kim Possible a lot. Basically, the people that she works with, basically don't work with her anymore because apparently she's been abusing them, she's been treating them like slaves, she's been basically demanding, as I get this done right now, and making lots of very unreasonable demands, and is basically just not treating these people who frankly are volunteers very well, and they basically just said, we've had enough of this, and now they're doing everything possible to prove that, these things are happening, these things are legit. So, yeah, I think to hopefully keep this short, it's like, unfortunately, I believe these rumors, because unfortunately, I've had sort of a friend of a friend kind of, I've heard from basically, a friend of a friend kind of a thing. A story like this is the short answer. And of course, you should really, in a way, not listen to a friend of a friend kind of stories, but still, unfortunately, the way that KP makes her videos and the way that she acts, it's like, I'm not surprised by this. Unfortunately, I believe these rumors are true. Dear. But of course, go out there and make up your own mind and everything. So yeah. Yeah, and I also have to agree with the consensus that her apology video was not very good. I mean, yeah, she has the smile pose on. That was not a good choice. And more importantly, this was definitely something that warranted face cam. That, yeah, I think that's what she should have done, because yeah, this, even if it was not a great, I know KP doesn't really do face cam, but she really, in this case, should have done that to show that this was a genuine apology. Because yeah, it's like, it does sound and feel a little insincere, and it's just, it could have been better, and I think it should have been better, because yeah, I mean, oh dear. Because, yeah, I mean, okay, I'm going to say this, hopefully get this out of the way, because certainly I've felt this way about KP and a lot of other people. It's like, I wish I had artists, musicians, and animators and people who worked for me. That would make my life a heck of a lot easier. But this is, of course, wrong attitude. If it's like, with a lot of things in life, if you want something, go earn it. In this case, you want artists or people to help you? Go find them. They're out there. It's like, and I love to say, yeah, making a video on your channel, which I tried to do, is just not enough. You want to go find these people, you have to go, well, find them. They're not just going to come to you. In the case of KP, that might work because she's got like 50,000 subscribers or whatever. It's like, I haven't checked in a long time. So yeah, that might work with her. But yeah, if you want those kinds of people to help you, go find them and everything. So yeah. Because I've done basic animation, I've done official reviews, I've done reaction videos, I've done afterthought reviews. In some ways, I've done just about everything. So I know what it takes and how much time and effort it takes to make one of these videos, which, again, that's why that makes this so much, kind of makes me angry, is because, because okay, I will say this, because all KP does is she records the main voice, maybe she writes it, but all the true hard work is in the editing. It's basically being done by other people. Because, yeah, editing is not necessarily hard, but it's time consuming. It's just that simple. It's like, that's where all the time goes, is in the editing. So yeah, KP essentially doesn't do most of the work on her videos. So yeah, okay, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna put a stop to that now, because that's kind of me venting, because yeah, that's why that makes me angry at KP a little bit, because it's like, she's abusing people who are doing all this work for her, and she's just not giving them credit. She's just not doing enough. She's treating them like they're slaves. I mean, this is just simply not the way to treat people who are who are definitely helping you for free. as well, I might add. I have to talk about this a little bit too. That, yeah, I watched a non-Brony video reacting to KP because he did he did some voice acting for something, some animation thing that she did. And, and it's like, one of the big problems is, the Brony voice actors and stuff, they don't get paid. And the short answer is, it's kind of hard to get paid for this when, it's... Because, it's like, the short answer again with this is that, you're trying to make a living off of somebody else's IP, it's going to end in bitter disappointment, is the short answer. So, yeah, so that's the problem, too, is, but anyway. But, okay, so I'm being pulled off track, because, this is kind of... This is kind of a big thing. It's like, it's kind of complicated, but at the same time, it really is as simple as that, this comes down to somebody basically abusing people who were basically trying to help her, and for a variety of reasons, including, they wanted to get promotions and stuff and everything and all that, and that's fine. Of course, I mean, we've probably all wanted to do collabs with people for probably that reason. I know I have from time to time a little bit, just a little bit. It's always the hope that, well, if you get, quote unquote, aligned, or you work with another channel, a bit much larger channel, you might get a little bit off that too. And that's sort of also part of this, that doesn't really work. Especially when the person who does this is not giving that person credit. So, yes. So, okay, so now to get this back on track a little bit. Okay, first of all, I think we need to give KP a chance to hopefully, turn her, and obviously the spirit of the show, to turn around, give her a second chance, and hopefully, find a way to make this right again and to not let this happen again, because otherwise, she's done. Unfortunately, KP's done, to be honest, because there hasn't been a video released since the apology video, and I doubt anyone is going to want to work with her. And sadly, for good reason. But yes, it's like, that was almost something I was thinking, is that KP should almost do a review video completely on her own, just to remind herself of how much work it takes to do one of these, and hopefully maybe that will help her to hopefully treat her volunteers more nicely, or appreciate everything they've done. Because yeah, so what we need, so now it's time to move on to what we should learn from this, and how do we go through this. It's like, I don't think this is necessarily a wake-up call to the fandom. It kind of is, and it kind of isn't at the same time. But definitely there's things to be learned from this as well. That basically, yeah, if you're, I'm going to just call this person the leader of a collab, somebody like KP, it's definitely, you got to obviously appreciate what these people are doing and give them appropriate credit, and realize that, everybody has their own situation. Not everybody has as much free time as other people do. Sometimes people are just doing their best. Sometimes stuff happens. It's called life. It's like, yeah, I've definitely not made videos sometimes because something happens and I just barely get it, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this video right now. And that's fine, and everything, and you need to be understanding. I mean, at the same time, yes, you need to push sometimes as well. If something's not getting done, you have to push a little bit, but always be respectful of that and everything. So yeah, I guess now to the flip side a little bit more is, although actually no, before moving on, it's like, yeah, it's like, obviously definitely give people appropriate credit. I mean, I think the biggest thing now is that we got to give people verbal credit, because yeah, the truth is, people don't read the descriptions, and once people realize the video's over, people will usually just skip ahead. Will just skip and go away and stuff. So yeah, definitely once in a while, you have to basically say, oh, this person edited my, thank you to this person for editing my video and everything, and. Oh no. Oh yes. And I'm going to take this as an opportunity to say that thank you to Windwolf for producing my background music. I do have to say I paid a considerable amount of money for this background music, but I very like it, and I definitely need to once in a while, give him a little bit of credit. I mean, I don't think that's a short answer. So yeah. So I'll probably be mentioning that again during the season finale when much more people will actually be watching and stuff. But yeah, but should always leave the his link to his YouTube page in the description and everything, because even though, yes, I paid for this asset, it's still good idea to give, the credit to the person who actually made it, and everything. Besides, it'll take, 20 seconds to copy and paste it from somewhere, just... Besides, so yeah, we have to do more to promote, the people who, whether they're paid or not, to promote these, who do this work for us, who, and all that, and because that's just simply, it's just what we should do. It's just that simple. I'm sorry, my brain is malfunctioning and blah, and everything, so, oh dear. So, yeah. So anyway. Yeah, so now obviously the other side is that, if you're someone looking to collab with somebody, it's like basically you got to know what you're getting into. That at the same time, yeah, that if, it's also the same thing with the leader. It's like, you got to make it clear, what this person is going to have to do, what's expected of them, and what the time frame is. It's almost like you got to have almost an unofficial contract in some ways. Not quite as bad as that, but, it's like, because otherwise, because if you're someone trying to do this collab, if you're unwilling or unable to do this, you shouldn't agree to it in the first place, sort of a thing, or you need to work something out. It's like, oh, I want this picture done in 3 days from now. It's like, no, I can't possibly do that. I have 5 other commissions I have to do in that time. There's no way. Well, then, you have to definitely. Unfortunately, in some cases, that you're just saying I can't do that won't be enough, and unfortunately, if the leader won't be reasonable or something, then unfortunately, you have to in some ways do kind of what these people did and basically pull the plug, and and all that stuff, and show that what you want to. If you're going to treat me this way, then fine, I'll just pull out, because it's one of the things I say constantly, but always I have to keep reminding myself of. You should only be doing these things because you enjoy them, because you like them, because otherwise this is just a second job. And most of us, we're all busy. We all have jobs already. Well, most of us do. But anyway, we're all busy. We all have things to do, so... And, most of these people don't get paid for doing this stuff, so... If you're not enjoying it, then don't do it, at the same time, if you promise to do something, you should do your very best to, to fulfill that promise. So if you promise someone, I'll get this done, then you should do your best to get it done and all that stuff. But yeah, those are, I guess, my first thoughts on what we should learn from this, because this is definitely something we need to learn from, and hopefully, because that's basically how I always think about when this sort of stuff happens. We should always try to learn what we can from it, try to fix it, and then move on. So yeah, I do think we need to give KP a chance, but of course that's up to her at that point. If she's not willing to basically give people more credit and be more reasonable, then, well, dear, oh dear. Well, then, she takes the consequences, I guess, is the short answer. It's sort of a thing. But yeah, I hope KP does turn around and change and all that. But yeah, it's certainly a sad and, not, it's definitely not a good situation, this whole KP thing. And it's really quite sad. But again, the only thing to do now is to learn and hopefully improve things, and hopefully move on. So I guess those are my thoughts on the subject. And so as always, thank you for watching, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. And until next time, this is BlueStar. Stay strong and pony on. BlueStar out.